Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second session of the 51st Annual Fall Convocation of the University of Manitoba. My name is Mel Braun. I am an Associate Professor of Music at the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music, where I teach singing lessons and look after operatic ensembles. We know you want to take pictures. We ask that you do so from your seats so as not to obstruct the view here. You're also reminded to turn your cell phones to either silent or off at this time. Following the reception, there is a ceremony, or following the ceremony, there's a reception. I guess we have to do things in the right order. And that will be back in the Max Bell Center. So you'll follow your graduates back to the Max Bell Center. Next, I would like to welcome our guests seated here to my left. These are special guests of the President of our university and guests of recipients of special honors and awards at today's ceremony. Welcome here, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we've all been waiting for, please rise for the entrance of the academic party and our graduating students. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that the University of Manitoba campuses are located on original lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are pleased to recognize and honor today's Métis graduates by displaying a specially created convocation sash on the center table. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Now, graduands, please rise for the traditional honor song given by Carl Stone, and then please remain standing for the singing of O Canada, led by Nicholas Nieboer of the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music.
Keep our land glorious. righteous and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, graduands, family, friends, alumni of this university, colleagues, esteemed guests, and everyone gathered here today to celebrate the accomplishments of the fall class of 2018. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge our Chancellor, Mr. Harvey Sector, and welcome today's recipient of our highest honor, the honorary doctorate degree, Mr. Ovid Mercredi. I'd also like to welcome to our platform today the Honorable Kelvin Gertzen, Minister of Education and Training, the Honorable Janice Johnson, honorary graduate of this university, Mr. Edwin Jebb, Chancellor of University College of the North, Dr. Michael Boyce, Vice President, Academic and Dean at Booth University College, Mr. Ray Karasevich, President and CEO of the Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology, and Ms. Mary Jane Lustel, Vice Chair of the university's Alumni Association. Also on the platform today are members of the senior administration of the university, deans, directors, student representatives, and faculty members who've played an important role in the achievements that we're celebrating here. So it's my pleasure as president of the University of Manitoba to formally declare this session of convocation to be open. I have just a few things to say to you because you'll be hearing from others, including our honorary degree recipient, who will share with you, I'm sure, wise counsel and words of inspiration. But as president of this institution, I want more than anything else to commit to you that the University of Manitoba, your university, will continue to take a leadership role in this world, creating knowledge, driving innovation, transforming communities, changing lives. We'll do so in a way that values inclusion and diversity, ensuring the vast societal benefits generated by a research-intensive university like ours are shared widely and equitably. Even though you graduate today, you will always be an integral part of the University of Manitoba family. Your dreams, your hopes, your expectations, nurtured as you studied here, inform who we are as an institution and how we evolve to better serve this community and the wider world. We want always to do better. We know you'll help us to achieve that goal. As you become alumni today, be assured that the University of Manitoba is always here for you and for your families and your communities. Our doors, real and virtual, are open to provide further educational opportunities, to facilitate community and industry partnerships, to test your new ideas, to sustain your own personal leadership paths. Our commitment to leadership at the University of Manitoba has been redoubled this year with the introduction of the Institute for Leadership Development, which will bring together resources to enable all students, no matter what their program of study, to hone their leadership skills. Made possible through the generous assistance of Great West Life, IG Wealth Management, and Power Corporation, this unique new leadership initiative exemplifies the spirit of innovation and growth that we all can feel today driving this city and province forward. I'm particularly pleased with the President's Student Leadership Program, where students from the University of Manitoba and other post-secondary institutions across the province will have the opportunity to engage with internationally renowned leaders in business, politics, sport, public service, education, health, law, and the arts. As students, you have shown remarkable leadership. Among you today, for example, are graduate and undergraduate students whose research pushes forward the frontiers of knowledge, enabling innovations that build a better world, whose service learning and volunteer experiences have improved lives in communities near and far, and whose creative work has enlivened and enriched our campus and province. The conversations ahead for our world are difficult ones. How do we respond to severe environmental changes? How do we knit more tightly as communities while traditional gender identities take new shape? How do we reconcile historical imbalances and abuses? I have no doubt that your leadership will guide us through these conversations and others. Ultimately, if we've done our jobs as educators and mentors, done it well, tomorrow the world will be in better hands. So we look for, we expect great things from you, as I'm sure your friends and family here do as well. Now, just a word to members of the audience. Convocation's a tradition. It's a specific thing. We don't dress like this all the time. We just do this for special occasions. It's easy to let the formality of the event put some distance between you and your family members and your friends that you came to celebrate with. And I want to encourage you not to let that happen. We don't want things to be too formal here today. We do want to observe the patterns that bind us to other events like this through the past and in other places. But I want you to feel free to celebrate your friends and your family members as they mark the occasion. So people can do this in ways that are comfortable to them. Most of us are probably comfortable with clapping. Let's just make sure we are. Can you all do that? Right. Now, I expect that some of you came here expecting that you would do more than that. And let's hear an example of what you think might be appropriate. Now, we're fine with that, and we accept it, and if that's your tradition, you should definitely participate in it. I would ask one thing. You'll notice when people come up that they have a relatively short time, so don't let your enthusiasm for the person you're here to celebrate flow over and block the appropriate time available to the next person passing across the stage. So we're here to have a good time. We're here to enjoy formality. We're here to learn some things. Thanks for coming.
Bonjour, Minadu Nebekwe Indishnakaz, Wawashkiji and Dodam, Sudbury and Jinjba. I am Lynn LaValle, Vice Provost, Indigenous Engagement at the University of Manitoba, and I'm honored to be reading this citation today. The highest honor of Senate of a university that a university can confer upon an individual is an honorary doctorate. At the University of Manitoba, the criteria includes distinguished achievement in scholarship, the arts, public service. Our honorary doctorate this afternoon is Mr. Ovid Mercredi. Willows weep in silence, ancient ways abandoned, traditional knowledge forgotten, no one sharing. If you've read the poetry of Mr. Ovid Mercredi, you may recognize these words. They draw you in and reveal his commitment to preserving the cultures and beliefs of Indigenous peoples despite the forces of colonization. Mr. Mercredi grew up in the trap lines of Grand Rapids, the eldest son of 10 children. He was immersed in the values of his Cree culture and learned the importance of respect, sharing, kindness, and kinship, which were embraced by all of those around him. When a Manitoba hydro generating station came to town, their traditional ways disappeared. Almost overnight, he felt like a minority in his own community. That early lesson in social injustice set him on a new path, not an easy path, but one that has helped transform Canada. He has become a highly respected lawyer, a skilled negotiator, a wise teacher, and above all else, a tireless advocate for Indigenous peoples. When he came to the university to study, he and his classmates launched the first Indigenous Students Association in the country, which continues to this day, the University of Manitoba Indigenous Students Association, and has grown to include several other Indigenous elected student associations, such as the Indigenous Law Students Association and the Métis Students Association. As president of the Student Union, Mr. Mecredi lobbied for a Native Studies department and the first powwow on campus. Next year will mark the 30th anniversary of the powwow at the University of Manitoba. After graduating from law school, he became a champion of self-government and constitutional change, inspired by the nonviolent civil disobedience of Mohandas Gandhi. He was elected regional chief of the Assembly of First Nations for Manitoba and then national chief of the Assembly of First Nations. His influence was soon felt at every major turning point for Indigenous peoples. He was instrumental in helping refute the Meech Lake Accord. During the Oka crisis, he was a mediator for peace. And when constitutional changes were proposed in Charlottetown, he ensured Indigenous rights were included in the draft accord. His passion for social justice has earned him many honors, including the Order of Manitoba and a nomination for the Government of India for the Gandhi Peace Prize. Despite all his accomplishments, Mr. Mecredi feels his quest for political change was one out of struggle. As he looks forward, however, he is hopeful. He sees the Indigenous youth of today moving towards action and solution, an example of which is here at his alma mater. In 1970, when Mr. Mecredi first set foot on campus, there were approximately 30 Indigenous students. Today, there are more than 2,000. We are grateful to Mr. Mecredi for his courageous leadership, for his commitment to education, for charting a course of excellence by sharing his gifts, and for inspiring us on a continued path of reconciliation. Mr. Chancellor, it is an honor for me to ask, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Manitoba, that you confer on Mr. Ovid Mecredi the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Mecredi.
Nimenente wa mitaguk anismeneminigisigaak. I'm happy to see you all today on this beautiful day. I begin by thanking Ms. Lynn LaValle for the introduction, and also to Mr. Carl Stone for the honor song. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished persons, friends and family, to all the graduates here today, I once shared your success at this university. Congratulations to every one of you. I remember my feelings of pride and hope for a better future when I graduated from law school in 1977. I am forever grateful to the Access Program at the University of Manitoba for the opportunities that resulted in my graduation and from my graduation. All of you have a story, and your story will continue to unfold. I wish you continued success. I thank the President of this university and the Chancellor for the great honor that they bestowed on me today with this honorary degree. Now let me share some of my story with you. I grew up in the community of Grand Rapids in Manitoba, Mississippi in my language, where the Saskatchewan River flows into Lake Winnipeg. I was raised to speak my Cree language by my loving parents, George and Louise Mercredi, and to value my belonging to my indigenous nation, the Cree Nation. At that time, my community was isolated from mainstream Manitoba and Canada. I was raised and educated in the Cree world, as were all my contemporaries, to value wisdom, to respect people, to be kind, to work hard, to be your best, and to seek harmony. I remember when I first went to public school, I don't recall if I was excited to go to school, but I do remember discrimination, my first but not my last indignity within Canadian society. My fellow Cree students and I were prohibited from speaking our beautiful Indigenous language. To this day, at age 72, I still cannot understand what this prohibition of my language had to do with education. Today, I support human rights and freedoms, not as a result of any affirmation for human rights by the settler society, but because of forced assimilation and inequality. I value resistance to all forms of injustice. I am forever grateful to my Cree upbringing for the belief in equal opportunity, in self-reliance and self-determination, and the practice of tolerance. Being non-judgmental is another important human value I learned as a Cree child. Individuals have the right to be different. Another important idea of Indigenous nations is the norm of non-interference in human relations. This is an idea in nation-to-nation relationships that Canada has still to learn. The most common experience we share is our human need to belong. That may well be the greatest human right we all share, the right to belong. Once our identity is established, we turn our attention to finding our purpose in life. At some point in our personal growth, we begin to pay attention to matters beyond our personal goals and lives. In my case, it is the altruistic concern for the future of my people and all First Nations within Canada. Perhaps for many of you, the concern may be climate change or the future of democracies like Canada. Canada is a young country. It has no right to feel smug about the past 151 years. There is a great need and a lot of room for reconciliation between Indigenous people and Canada. This country has the potential to become a great civilization. People from all over the world, from diverse backgrounds and cultures, hope Canada is their place to belong. But first, it needs to find peace and coexistence with Indigenous nations. This country can and must be perfected. Perhaps this change can be your mission and one of the common goals we can all share in the future. The best hope for change is through personal relationships that work for systemic change. We all belong to the same human race and one world. That is, in part, what all my relations means. As you go forward in your lives and in your careers, I wish to share with you one more thing, and that is a poem I wrote recently called Floating. I float through the air like a feather down, blown away by a breeze through the unfastened air, being taken up and down to unknown places, in a free ride, so to speak, where there are no cares. I pass by a cluster of evergreen trees, flying atop their standing dreams. Onward the breeze takes me, flying alone in the directions unknown. So where is home, I want to know? Will I land where I'm bound to go? Below me I see the many rivers flow, each with their beauty and abundance shown. I float directly past a family of yellow buttercups, swaying sun-like flowers, waving at me from river bays, living freely and carefree in places where buttercups can be. I wonder too, will I land where I belong? In conclusion, I wish you all the very best in determining your life stories. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Janice Ristock, Provost and Vice President Academic, and it's my pleasure to introduce the individuals who have earned the title Distinguished Professor this year. The Board of Governors of the University of Manitoba established the title Distinguished Professor to recognize excellence and outstanding achievements of members of the academic staff. The title is conferred on the basis of outstanding distinction in research and scholarship or in creative professional activity and a significant record in teaching. And today we have two individuals who are receiving this honor. I'm honored to first introduce Dr. Pam Perkins. Dr. Pam Perkins is widely recognized for her scholarship on 18th century culture and literary history, including topics such as the Scottish Enlightenment, the history of the novel, women's writing, literary travel writing, and literary conceptions of the North. Not only has her work been published in leading national and international presses such as Cambridge, Ashgate, and Palgrave, she has published 9 scholarly editions of novels and letters, enriching both academic and non-academic readers. Dr. Perkins is an exceptionally engaging and rigorous teacher. She has developed a reputation as a generous and dedicated mentor, not only to her students, but to many of her colleagues as well. She has inspired her students and colleagues to look at women's literary history within the Romantic period through a new lens, rewriting the narrative that sees men as the predominant source of literary innovation. A leader in innovative pedagogy, she created a course to offer undergraduate students opportunities to conduct their own archival research in the Hudson's Bay Company Archive, one of Canada's most important collections. Whether editing anthologies or charting genres and trends with her students, she brings to light issues that speak to a broader cultural current. By modeling deep intellectual curiosity, Dr. Perkins inspires her students to consider the diverse voices that shape past literary cultures and societies. I am honored to ask Dr. Pam Perkins to come forward to receive the title Distinguished Professor. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Adele Perry. Dr. Adele Perry has been called one of her generation's foremost historians of Canada and among the top scholars internationally in her field. An esteemed historian and educator, Dr. Perry reaches deep into the past to advance contemporary dialogue on Western Canada, Indigenous peoples, colonialism, and gender. Since joining the University of Manitoba as a faculty member nearly 2 decades ago, she has sparked important conversations through her teaching and her critically acclaimed books. Her first monograph, On the Edge of Empire, Gender, Race, and the Making of British Columbia, 1849 to 1871, received the 2002 Clio Prize from the Canadian Historical Association for the best book on British Columbia history. In 2011, she co-authored the People's Citizenship Guide, speaking to public programming for newcomers and social justice movements. For this work, Dr. Perry earned a University of Manitoba Outreach Award. Most recently, she has focused her efforts on educating Manitobans about how the history of water in this province is tied to the history of colonialism. Her book on the topic exposed the cultural, political, social, and legal mechanisms that enabled the City of Winnipeg to obtain its water supply by dispossessing the Shoal Lake 40 First Nation. Dr. Perry is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, President of the Canadian Historical Association, and has held a Canada Research Chair in Western Canadian History. I am honored to ask Dr. Adele Perry to come forward to receive the title Distinguished Professor.
We now turn attention to the academic achievements of our graduating students. A complete list of the recipients of medals and prizes is shown in your program commencing on page 120, and I would invite you to read this list at your leisure. Time for Chancellor Harvey Sector to address convocation.
Thank you. It's one of the great perks of being Chancellor of this university to be able to have the opportunity to be part of convocations. It's an honor to be here today with you, the graduates, your family and friends, to recognize and celebrate this milestone in your academic careers. Congratulations to all the students who are receiving awards and prizes for their individual accomplishments. Today, we're also delighted to be able to recognize Dr. Perkins and Dr. Perry on being named Distinguished Professors. And I'm delighted to be able to add my congratulations to Dr. Ovid Mercury on receiving an Honorary Doctor of Laws from his alma mater. As he said in his remarks, everyone here today has a story, and his is truly a remarkable one. The University of Manitoba has a rich history dating back to 1877, and for more than 140 years, it has developed an enviable reputation because of the contributions that faculty, students, alumni, and others connected with this institution have made to the social, scientific, cultural, and economic well-being of the people of Manitoba, Canada, and increasingly throughout the world. We frequently remind our stakeholders, that where you are shapes who you are. When we consider the remarkable impact that our alumnus, Ovid Mercredi, has had, we can be certain that it's no idle boast. As he said, he was first introduced to discrimination through his exposure to education. And it's really quite remarkable that he used education to then go on and be able to make a major impact on all of our lives today. As we heard when he came to the University of Manitoba, there's only a handful of Indigenous students on campus. Today, there are more than 2,000. This growth and the change it's had on this institution are in no small measure a reflection of his role in creating and leading the country's first Indigenous Student Association and pressing for the establishment of a campus powwow and Native Studies department. Dr. Mercredi's success as a student activist was a sign of what was yet to come. After graduating from the Faculty of Law, we heard about his success in becoming Chief of the Assembly of First Nations in Manitoba, and then as National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations. It's really hard to believe that it just during our adult lifetime, the number of changes that have occurred in Canada and its relationships with our First Nations people. And that history repeatedly has the name Ovid Mercredi as a pivotal player in much of that progress. Somehow, along the way, he also found time to work with the University of Manitoba and President Barnard on increasing opportunities for Indigenous students today on campus, to write poetry, and to remain a tireless advocate for reconciliation. We would all do well to follow his example of passion, perseverance, and an overriding concern for the welfare of other people. It's also interesting to me that those same characteristics can be found in the work of our two colleagues who today were named distinguished professors. Each of them in her own way also represents those same values, standards, and traditions that we like to think of as the hallmark of this institution. It's often said that upon graduation, we leave not only with our diploma, but with the reputation of our alma mater. As I said at the beginning, we are all beneficiaries of a wonderful legacy left to us by alumni such as Dr. Mercredi and members of our faculty such as Dr. Persons and Dr. Perry. All of us hope that you, our graduates of today, will follow that example and see the University of Manitoba's reputation enhanced even further by the contributions you will make to your chosen fields and to the communities in which you live, wherever they may be. So we encourage you to keep in mind the example of our honoree and the words of Nelson Mandela, who said, "There is no passion to be found in playing small, to settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living." All of us here at the university hope that you, when you reflect back upon your time here, will feel that you moved just a little bit further along the path of becoming all that you are really meant to be. Congratulations to all of you. Best wishes for careers and personal lives that are filled with much success and great satisfaction. Good luck to all of you.
Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honour to request on behalf of the University Senate that you confer upon the candidates the degrees and diplomas earned by them, as these shall later be announced. Will those who are to receive degrees and diplomas please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degrees and diplomas to which you are severally entitled. with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. I also admit in absentia those who completed the requirements for these degrees and diplomas, but who are not today able to be present. Congratulations.
It's a time of ongoing change. If you read the paper today, you realize that a whole bunch of new businesses opened this morning. But change has also come to our ceremony. Now that you are officially graduates of the University of Manitoba, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations. Will those graduates in the front row please remain standing, and the others, we'd ask that you resume your seats. Mr. Chancellor, may I now present the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Dean Todd Mondor will present the parchments, and Provost and Vice President Academic Janice Ristock will hood the graduates. David Byrne Landry. Pranay Kumar Das. Caitlin Jane Dykstra Dykerman. Haley Catherine Chartrand. Chad Joseph Douglas Graves. Caitlin Helena Neufeld. Karen Elizabeth Zoppa. Namakula Evelyn Mayanja. Eduardo Enrique Sotopara. Candace Sean Bergeson. Barbara Borges. Gail Lynn Cormier. Michael William Link. Natalie McLeod Schroeder. Candy Lee Skyhar. And now, Mr. Chancellor, we're going to move on to the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Fine Arts, with Director Paul Hess of the School of Art hooding the graduate. Mary Sarah Stankovikas. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Arts with majors in arts, Dean Jeffrey Taylor of the Faculty of Arts to hood the graduate. Mohammed Mahfouzad Rahman. Agapi Ortaksidu. Inamdi Ifeanyichukwu Chukwogor. Joshua Dick. Tomiwa Tobiloba Oladapo. Ilgin Kizulgunesler. Laura Elizabeth Forsyth. Chad Donald Cook. Jesse Dawson Harms. Congratulations. Jeremiah Nicholas Bueller. Matthew Cook. Carly Amanda Schramm Cressman. Ryan Nicholas Heckert. Jessa Michelle Hogarth. Sydney Elizabeth Joan Kingston. Kevin James Glenn Christiansen. Corey Davis Petznick. Jessica Olivia Summers. Amber Mary Yaholkowski. Alexandria Nicole Holt. Benjamin Bruce Johnson. Jacqueline Diana Clausen. Abdul Bari Abdul Karim. Wanda June Hounslow. Caitlin Jessica Victoria Mackenzie. Caitlin Mary Obodzinski. Anthony Charles Tomlin. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Master of Public Administration, a joint program of U of M and U of W. Laurie Dara. Jennifer Lynn Laspina. Ryan Justin Shibley. Monsieur le Chancelier, permettez-moi de présenter la candidate que vous avez admise au grade maîtrise et arts. Marika Anna Hrenishin. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, another joint U of M, U of W program, with Dr. Adam Muller of Peace and Conflict Studies, Pudding, the graduates. Kendall Elizabeth Ann McLean. Bella Ogiaki Olatunji. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Master of Education, with Dean David Manzuk of the Faculty of Education, Pudding, the graduates. Rosanna Lynn Cuthbert. Chad Michael Duffield. Stephen Lloyd Erickson. Deborah Lynn Gertson. Michelle Lucia Janzik. Kevin Arthur Lopak. Cameron Murray Mackay. Philippe Morin Fournier. Rebecca Perlmutter. Pamela Melanie Shane. Kelly Joy Skelton. Bonnie Kathleen Spalding. Shiwe Jo. Catherine Colleen Bloy. Stephanie Catherine Diane Crook. Mark Calvin Den Hollander. Erin Elizabeth Ellison. Karen Patricia Fraser. Nicole Alexandra Garreau Wilson. Rebecca Eringer Lisboa de Castro. Andrea Jean Klepetz. Martha Karen McKinnon. Pamela Marie McLaughlin. David James Ocher. Pamela Cristina Oyola Ortiz. Brett David Priestley. Sarah Ann Pipe. Jody Christine Schellenberg. Kimberly Ann Shaw. Catherine Ann Sinclair. Geneviève Anne Pluvinage Cameron Sprenger. Connie Ann Stanley. Candace Lynn Sundell. Andrea Jane Young. Monsieur le Chancelier, permettez-moi de présenter les candidats que vous avez admis au grade maîtrise en éducation. Chantal Nicole Marie Devigne. Kenneth Peter Neal. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidate whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Laws with Associate Dean Bruce Curran of the Faculty of Law, Hooding the graduate. Heather Mary Fast. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Music with Associate Dean Charles Horton of the Des Hôtels School of Music, Faculty of Music, Hooding the graduates. Jin Yu Chen. Sydney Clark. Emily Deal Reeder. Osvaldo Ferraz. Brendan Jansen. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours, with Director Paul Hess of the School of Art presenting the parchments. Kelly Huynh. Sen Lee. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Olzitoks Enbold. Yukong Shang. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidate whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Art in Art History. Francis Idara Anthony Bassi. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours, with Dean Jeffrey Taylor of the Faculty of Arts presenting the parchments. Kwene Gemma Onotseke Appa. Camila Bentes Rodriguez da Costa. Jennifer Marina Carlson. Erin Jennifer Dowling. Catherine Enns. Eric Joseph Denis Gagnon. Stephen James Lunn. Annette Anna Riziki. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Advanced. Dolce Ajoa Benet. Kenzie Afton Caldwell. Lisa Shane. Melissa Pearl Davis. Thank you. Amardeep Singh Dillon. Sonia Kaur Gill. Brian Michael John Hodge. Alexis Torres Jurado. Mehmet Deniz Köktürk. Shizi Liu. Michael Dominic Malieres. Jody May McKay. Yingtong Meng. Amarachi Owuobe. Olugbenro Victor Oyewusi. Megan Dawn Marie Parisian. Hilary Lois Dawn Peters. Morgan Ellen Piasecki. Caitlin Alexandra Richard. Yaza Samantha Shapata. Gurvinder Singh Sidhu. Yiying Song. Wanyong Tao. Barbara Chiamaka Ugwegbu. Veronica Elena Wisbicki. Shichi Zhang. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree Bachelor of Arts. Augustus Caesar Geronimo Ada. Abdul Hamid Adedeji Akinlusi. Farhin Ali. Zainab Zakaria Al-Mumen. Sahel Al-Nouri. Georgia Andromedas. Haley Dawn Bembridge. Gary Lucian John Bernard. Jasmine Opal Dawn Bernard. Serena Bevilacqua. Claire Landa Ruth Breeden. Adedotun Chinedu Busari. Choi E. Chan. Di Chen. Hong Chen. Junqi Chen. Guan Cheng Chen. Nana Chen. Ran Chen. Yongsheng Chen. Gao Yuan Cheng. Hadika Aisha Chaudhry. Brandon Tyler Clark. Faith Dumbariluka Dapa. Anastasia Delikatna. Gyur Deng. Clinton Chisomu Diala. Jashi Du. Yifye Du. Chantal Marie Dubois. Jessica Darlene Edie. Eniola Mistura Egbeyemi. Samuel Tope Enikanolaye. Marta Edi Ericastilla. Yingxuan Fan. Olomidi Babatunde Fasina. Lauren Christina Ford. Buang Fu. Numen Fung Liang. Josephine Marie Gabriel. Stacy Fernand Gagnon. Jessica Jane Gerstmar. Lerichimwa Christina Gimse. Kai Shang Gong. Adriana Catherine Goodwin. Christine Mary Graham. Patience Natalie Don Guias. Safa Guluzada. Cheng Hao. Amar Hassan. Haidar Mohammed Hassan. Minyan Hung. Darius Brahma Hunter. Gwan Ho John. Al-Zara Kadim. Shirin Asim Karamano. Hawa Mujitaba Khalil. Zarak Khan. Alison Elizabeth Kilgore. Alyssa Joy Kiss. Mali Gu. Puya Krishna. Thank you. Chaoran Lee. Shiyu Liao. Ziwei Liu. Bridie Lutz. Sai Ma. Kevin Andrew McKinnon. Sonia Kaur Mann. Daryl Vaughn Marlowe. Maro Desmond Mayiko. Jaden Rochelle McGill. Aleli Canlobo Miranda. Tanyaradzwa Madhu Miti. Cindy Alexis Moniz. Chelsea Lynn Mosley. Zineb Mustarzak. Linda Musimwa Mugosa. Ching Mei Ing. Malelo Pezo Nandu. Alexis Oho. Eric Kaler Plett. Fubin Chu. Lin Hui Chu. Vidi Sukhvinder Rayat. Timothy David Riddell. Abdullah Al-Javed Rifat. Heather Schaefer. William Shearer. Hawa Shehu. Jeremy Arthur Shingus. Latifat Alawunmi Shitu. Ashley Elizabeth Sims. Amber Michelle Sinclair. Abit Singh. Colby Michelle Sladek. Sebastian James Snidel. Jenaba Ndiaye Shao. Selena Marie Speranza. Marissa Stewart. Brooklyn Jessica Strick. Tianshu Su. Tao Sun. Chok Ying Tam. Yang Ming Tang. Lisa Christine Taylor. Omone Stephanie Tokura. Ivy Blessing Ukurayem. Jiayun Wang. Ke Wang. Xue Chen Wang. Yuling Wang. Jae-hee Wang. Darren Andrew Watson. Jennifer Kim Westfall. Natalie Laurie Wong. Zhao Wu. Feng Chao Wu. Siheng Wu. Yang Wu. Ijun Wu. Ziwei Wu. Tian Xia. Shan Shu. Yahuizi Xu. Fontan Yip. Hui Yuan. Yi Zhang. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Integrated Studies. Michelle Maureen Berthollet. Lindsay Marie Friesen. Atya Louise Antonia Jensen. Courtney Ellis Nicolausen. Mark Albert Hakalak. Shane Patrick Zess. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Education. Dean David Manzuk of the Faculty of Education presenting the parchments. Raymond Theodore Algera. Shirley Mae Anderson. Tara Barley. Evie Lois Bear. Marion Rose Beardy. Elaine Caroline Beaulieu. Carol Ruth Lynette Bergman. Anna Marie Bone. April Leah Buck. Paul James Buskell. Evelyn Lorraine Cameron. Marlene Beatrice Castell. Suzette Castell. Marilyn Gale Catchaway. Joanne Leah Marie Chantavongsa. Colleen Chubb. Eliza Chubb. Jodine Carolyn Colomb. Carissa Renee Como. Teresa Lynn Constant. Audrey Ann Cushane. Michelle Patrina Cushane. Jennifer Gale Daniels. Yvette Daniels. Sonia Peixoto de Oliveira. Doreen Denichese Kemp. I'll hang on to it. Victoria Elizabeth Dressler. Christopher Ryan Enns. Aaron Ray Enns. Tyler Ferrand. Lorianne Flett. Wanda Barbara Gabrielle. Isaiah Frank Kahungu. Marlon Prescott Gardner. Norma Dawn Garson. Crystal Dawn Janile. Kirandeep Kaur Gill. Carla Dawn Glidden. Evelyn May Guimond. Corinne Halcrow. Debbie Kathleen Harper. Marilyn Diana Harper. Joan Henderson. Margaret Ida Uhl. Cyril Kwame Indome. Crystal Ironstand. Bruce James Johnson. Manpreet Kaur Karwal. Stacy Lynn Kosmak. Edith Sandra Marie Lavallee. Gretchen Sarah Lawrence. Erica Muriel Leask. Angela Louise Veronica Levasseur. Christina May Lewis. And now a post-bac diploma that's being awarded posthumously to Edith Linklater. Carmela Julia Lovetri. Sheila Maureen Lynch-Mondor. Kristen Marie McTavish. Elaine Allison Malcolm. Martin Richard Manches. Mary Madeline Mason. Paul McCartan. Sherry Lee McKay. Brenda Monias. Clifford Rodney Monroe. Louise Kathleen Osborne. Laura Mayanne Recruit. Esther Grace Ross. Nellie Mary Ross. April Rose Rudani. Candace Lynn Sabiston. Rebecca Kathleen Sands. Shannon Elizabeth Shields. Ardell Pearl Smith. Jennifer Blythe Soldier. Martha Catherine St. Paul. Simon Christopher Starr. Mary Jane Stinson. Denise Ann Swampy. Tricia Gay Travers. Christina Elaine Valiquette. Jenna Leigh Walker. Colleen Michelle Wareham. Rosita Faye Wasichuna. Lisa Tracy Ann Watson. Connie Gloria Winusk. Hilda Marie Winusk. Marie Evelyn Wood. Marissa Elaine Wood. Stephanie Joy Wood. Susan Ann Wood. Francine Melissa Bernadette Young. Monsieur le Chancelier, permettez-moi de présenter la candidate que vous avez admise au grade diplôme post-baccalauréat en éducation. Julie Lucille Marie Gosselin. Wendy Jane Novotny. Our final two candidates, Mr. Chancellor, may I first present the candidate whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Jazz Studies with Associate Dean Charles Horton of the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music presenting the parchment. Aaron Bartel. And finally, Mr. Chancellor, the candidate whom you've admitted to the degree of Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Vocal Performance, Jean Vandermeer.
Good afternoon, Minister Gertsen, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, Dr. McCready, guests and graduates. Congratulations. Today is a big day you'll always remember. I think back it was 1988 at Fall Convocation that I first received my degree as well. As you set out on a new journey, I hope each one of you finds inspiration from the University of Manitoba alumni who have come before. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from honorary degree recipient and alumnus, Dr. Ovid McCready. He carved his own path, one of determination and advocacy. While no two personal or professional journeys are ever the same, we all share a common thread. This institution, our shared experiences here. Through dedicated study, lively discussions, and at times sleepless nights, ideas were generated here. Discoveries were born, and dreams took flight. Now that you've walked across this stage, after years of hard work and commitment, you join an alumni community that's diverse and more than 140,000 in 137 countries around the world. It is our privilege to celebrate your achievement today and to encourage you in every way in the years to come. We greatly value our alumni community. We're grateful to the long-time connections that we share, and we invite you to stay connected and come back often. The accomplishments of our alumni bring great distinction and pride to the University of Manitoba. From here, you can go anywhere. You are the leaders who help shape the future of our province and beyond, and we look forward to seeing just how far you will go. Welcome to the University of Manitoba alumni family. Thank you.
This brings the afternoon's proceedings to a close. I would ask you, members of the audience, to remain in your seats until the academic procession has left the room, and then follow us back to the area where students were robed in order to partake in some refreshments there. Conversation begins. Convocation is in recess.